Family Davis, and welcome to the Minger Show.
Hello and greetings, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and the world. Welcome back to another amazing Minger Show video. And today, guys, these guys are just new to the Minger Show. We don't know exactly what I never do. But for those who've been subscribing to my channel for a very long time, you guys would know what I do on my channel. But for those who just type in this review onto the feed of YouTube, and you guys see me either on the top or whatever, which on the page. And I'll tell you guys what I do. So basically on my channel, I mostly just do reviews and all that kind of stuff, but I do also do other little videos, such as when I want to do reviews for, when I go see movies at my local Cineplex, and then other good reviews I like doing on my channel. I like doing up to Disney Plus reviews, to Netflix, Prime Video, Crunchyroll. That's right, I like doing reviews for anime as well, but I haven't done not much of those in a long little while. But like, just stay tuned because I will try to do more as I possibly can. And then other little videos, like doing up to trailer reaction videos, to unboxing videos, theory videos, gaming videos. And I've done those a long little while, but stay tuned for the near future because there's will be a lot more coming along the way. And then I also like doing like movie news related and video game news related videos as well too. I'm talking to the guys about like what future movies and games are coming out in the next couple of years, or when's coming out. But yeah, so that's what I like doing on my channel. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you guys get notified when I do upload onto my Minger Show. It really helps me a lot. So today, guys, I have done a review for the first season 2 years ago, and I heard that this show is bombing on Netflix. A lot of people are loving the show. And one thing about it, I think I did mention it a long time ago, 2 years ago when I did do the first review for One Piece. As much as I love anime, I never really got into One Piece because there's just so many episodes for the anime. It's just, I'm just very unsure when I want to get into it. And my brother said if I really want to get into One Piece, mostly all those thousands of episodes that they have on their show, that is like mostly all of them are filler. So, and my brother said there's a website I can use so I can watch the episodes in order and skipping the filler episodes. I mean, don't get me wrong, the show is great, but there's just way too freaking many. I mean, same thing with, well, not really same thing with Bleach, but Bleach does have some here and there filler episodes, but not a real lot like One Piece does. But my brother did tell me that there is a website I can use to watch Bleach and watch the episodes in order that are actually manga. But the ones that are not are the fillered ones. So, I mean, the same thing with a Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and the original Fullmetal Alchemist show. The original Fullmetal Alchemist show was just all filler episodes. But Brotherhood was all built based on the manga. And I love Brotherhood. Brotherhood is a great show. I love it. It's one of my favorite anime shows of all time. Not really all time, but it's one of my favorites. But you guys probably know me for years. One of my top favorite anime shows is Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I didn't care to wait for each episode while they're powering up to face the freaking villain. I didn't really care about that kind of stuff. It was just exciting for me when I was a kid. So, but either way, let's get back to One Piece. So, I finished all the episodes. I finished the last episode not even like 50 minutes ago. I watched them all during the week. It's just gonna get good for me to remember everything, but I loved the second season. It was great. We got introduced to new characters, new faces, new newfound abilities for each of these characters. Like I said, I've never actually watched the animated shows, but some of the people that I recognize with the names, some of them I do know that at one point they're gonna get added into the Straw Hat pirate crew, and one of them is Chopper. He's a doctor, and then we got introduced to Princess Vivi. She ended up being one of the Baroque Works assassins, but she ends up joining the Straw Hats in the season. Then we got introduced to Nico Robin, which is actually, she still works for Baroque Works, but eventually she will be joining the Straw Hats because it actually happens in the anime. So I think in the next season, season 3, when they all go to Alabasta, I think that's probably the point when Robin is gonna join the Straw Hats, because I think eventually Mr. Zero is like the big baddie of the Broke Works. And we finally get to see who he looks like at the very end of the last episode of episode 8. And it was really interesting what he looked like. His name was Sir Crocodile. Yeah, I mean, I know as much as I'm talking about the episode 8, it's just like, it's quite the name. And he actually lives underwater. But yeah, so apparently there's a lot of like interesting facts about the show to the anime. And I mean, don't get me wrong. As much as I don't know everything about this show, but if it wasn't for the show coming out in the first place, the show would never have come. Whoa, no, I'm not phrasing this properly. Back then, this show would have happened because of Dragon Ball. It's true. A lot of people have said that. If Dragon Ball didn't have as big of a success like it did in the 80s, One Piece, Naruto, and there's another anime. One Piece, Naruto, and there's 3 big animes that wouldn't have happened because of Dragon Ball. One Piece, Naruto, and I can't think of the other one, but they would never have happened because of Dragon Ball's success. Because back then, it was very hard for anime and for Japan to become successful. But once Dragon Ball actually really hit the high charts, that's when Japan started to do, okay, we need to do something more like this. So the creators who did One Piece One Piece and Naruto and whoever the other person was, I can't think of at the moment, created these books, and they made shows based on these manga stuff, and they're the most popular animes of the world, climbing up with Dragon Ball. Although One Piece hasn't really done anything new in the last many years before this one live action show came out, that's because Dragon Ball's been more popular because of all the other big animes out there. I mean, don't get it wrong, Naruto's a good show. I slowly started to get into it like many months ago, but I can't remember what episode I left off of. But yeah, I need to go back to it. But either way, this will probably have never been live action if what Dragon Ball didn't become successful. And I gotta say, I'm glad it did, because now I'm starting to be more observant of more animes now. I'm trying to watch more as I possibly can. Because like it's hard lately with trying to figure out work wise now, and I'm trying to have more time to watch more things. But with a lot more new TV shows and movies coming out, it's kind of hard to go around to these things and watch anime, because now we got new TV shows for like Disney Plus for like Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to get around my other things, like I'll watch all the old animes I never watched and I really want to watch them, but it's kind of hard with all the new stuff coming out. So yeah, that's the struggle. But either way, like I said, the second season was absolutely awesome. I don't want to explain too much of what happens in each one. I know this show's been out since March 10th, and it's now April. It's now in the beginning of April, so I know it's kind of been hard for me trying to do a review for this. It's just been hard with a lot of other videos I've been trying to do lately. So, but yeah, I liked how they progressed this season to adding more of their crew to their pirate crew, and it's very interesting that they chose the right actors to portray the right characters from the show to the live action show, which is actually really, really awesome. The actors in the show actually met the voice actors who portrayed them in the anime show, and I saw a video of it like days ago, and I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome! They got to meet the anime voice actors who did the voices in the original. It was pretty awesome. So, but yeah, I loved everything about it. It was very interesting. I love the arc of season 2. It's basically like, Luffy's trying to find the One Piece. He's gone to the Grand Land, and he got this like cool, interesting arm wrist compass, so they can finding islands to go to. They interact with like freaking giants, dinosaurs. They interact with the Baroque Works agents. They took some of them out. This one dude that had this ability to shoot wax out of his fingers. I recognize the actor. He was in the Suicide Squad. He what was that guy's name that shot those polka dots out of his fingers? Yeah, that dude. I think it's that what I'm talking of. Yeah. Wait. No. Yes, I'm correct. Yes, I'm correct. That's him. But yeah, so everything about it was pretty interesting. But I really loved the last episode for episode 8, where the gang decided to help this one snowy island. I can't remember what the island's called. I think it wasn't. I'm really bad with names. It was like. Wasn't like. Actually, I can just do a quick little search. It was called. What was the island called that? In the no wait no I'm not phrasing that. In the live action One Piece show, what island was it called that they faced Warple? Drum Island. There we go. It was Drum Island. Hallelujah. Sorry, it took me for a minute to look up what it was called. Yeah, so they go to Drum Island. They help the people out because on that island they have the ability to have strong medicine. So they have like a lot of high like people that knows how they're like basically the best doctors in the world. So they go to Drum Island, but they end up the citizens there are like down in debt. Not really down in debt, but they're like a dying village, and they need help. So the entire Straw Hats decided like, okay, we're gonna help these people, and so they were able to figure out what was causing everything, and they were able to like have the princess help them to defeat this one dude named King Wolpole. He had a different fruit called Munch Munch, where he can basically eat anything and turn anything into with his hands into like weapons. It was a very interesting fight when they did this episode. It was very cool, and that was when they met Chopper, and I was like, oh man. But all the other episodes, it's kind of hard to explain like what happened because it's kind of hard for me to remember everything. But for each episode, they slowly met the people they wanted to meet for joining their crew. Like Princess Vivi was first, and then Chopper, yeah. And then, so it was quite interesting. So between episode 8 and the episode when they faced all those Baroque Works agents in that one island, desert island, it was very cool. I love between those two fights because Zoro was freaking badass, killing everybody. It was so freaking epic. I just love that episode so much. I was like, man, this guy's freaking badass. Like, he's using the swords. Like, I was like, that guy is freaking bad. They chose a great actor to portray him. It was very awesome. I loved it. But either way, I loved it. It was great. And then I did hear that they are working on to 13 seasons for this live action show, and they are in the works for season 3 right now. They're in production of doing all the filming and doing all the stuff for it right now. So 13 seasons, wow, I don't know when this show's going to end. I don't know when. I mean, they're on a time frame, so I would imagine it's going to take them a long while for this show to end. I mean, they probably want to do it like very, very quickly because they probably want these actors not to grow up too much for the show, because I think for the anime they all look like we're almost around the same ages ish. So they probably want to do these seasons a lot quickly as they possibly can, so they don't like look a lot older in each season. So I probably would imagine they're probably going to be doing season 3 a lot quickly right now, and then after that they're going to work on season 4 very quickly, and then trying to keep their ages look like the same, so they're not like looking like I said, not looking very lot older. So I would imagine this third season is going to be great. They're going to be going to Alabasta, and I have a feeling they're going to add a couple more people to the crew, like Nico Robin, and I think another person I kind of heard it's supposed to make a join to the crew. Because I think from what I heard, I think there's a lot of crew members for Luffy's pirate crew in the anime TV show. I don't know a lot about the show, so I don't know, but I know some of the character names in the anime to the live action. So I knew that when I saw Nico Robin in one of the episodes, I was like, oh, there's Robin. I know she's gonna want to join up with the crew. So I'm like, yeah. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, so I gotta say I really enjoyed this season. I thought it was really awesome. I won't say too much about it, but for the rating, I think I'm just gonna give it a spot on. I'll give it a 4.1 out of 5. I think that should be a good reasonable rating for the show. There's nothing else I really want to say about it because I don't remember a lot about the other episodes. But it was just really cool with the fight scenes and all that kind of stuff, and it was. And I like that Captain Smoke dude. That guy is really interesting with his abilities. he just sucks like two like doobies of freaking cigars in his mouth. And apparently the actor who did him, he said it was what did he say? His mouth was so sore near the end of the day for holding 2 cigars in his mouth. His mouth almost like stayed in place like that. I was like it was something like that, but. Man, doing the intensity of smoking 2 freaking cigars must have been freaking hard. But either way, that's my review for One Piece Season 2. I know I wasn't really too much information about all the episodes because I don't want to be much in detail of each episode I've seen. But I like discussing the ones I really like enjoying to watch, like the last episode and that one episode where Zoro badass of all the Broke Works agents. That was freaking awesome. So, that concludes my video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't know sure it's going to be yet. It might be a review for a movie, either at the end of this month, or it'll probably be next month, actually, in May, because there's 2 movies in May I'm going to go see with my buddy Wesley. Mortal Kombat 2, and The Mandalorian Grogu Star Wars movie. Oh, yeah, we can't wait for that one. So, either way, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.